Our next stop in Georgia begins not with a monument, a church, or a city gate, but with a traffic jam of a very Georgian kind. On the road to Sighnaghi, our car suddenly has to stop. In front of us, the whole road is taken over by sheep, hundreds of them, moving slowly down the road with their shepherds. For a few minutes, travel has to adjust to the rhythm of rural Georgia. No one is in a hurry. The sheep have the right of way. It is a perfect introduction to this part of the country. Sighnaghi is in Kakheti, eastern Georgia's famous wine region. Before we even reach the town, we are reminded that this is not only a place of old walls and scenic views, but also a living countryside, with villages, farms, animals, vineyards, and traditions that still shape daily life. Then, little by little, Sighnaghi appears in the distance. The town sits high on a hill, looking out over the wide landscape below. From afar, it almost looks like a small fortified town from another age, with its red roofs, old walls, and the mountains and valleys stretching behind it. Sighnaghi is often called one of Georgia's most beautiful towns. It is also sometimes called the City of Love, partly because of its romantic setting, its old streets, and its popularity as a wedding destination. But even without that nickname, the charm is easy to understand. What makes Sighnaghi special is the way the town is placed in the landscape. It is not just the buildings, it is the view. The city looks out over the Alazani Valley, with the Caucasus Mountains rising in the distance. On a clear day, the whole scene feels almost painted. Rooftops, hills, fields, vineyards, and mountains layered one behind another. As we walk through the town, the feeling is very different from the greener, wetter landscapes of western Georgia. Here the light is brighter, drier, and more open. The countryside spreads out below, and the town itself feels like a balcony above Kakheti. The old defensive walls and towers remind us that Sighnaghi was once built for protection. But today the atmosphere is peaceful. The walls now frame beautiful views rather than danger. The narrow streets, balconies, and red-tiled roofs give the town a warm, almost Mediterranean feeling, but with a very Georgian character. For a travel video, Sighnaghi is one of those places where the camera naturally wants to keep looking outward, across the valley, across the rooftops, toward the mountains, and back again to the quiet streets of the town. And after the sheep on the road, the whole visit feels even more connected to the countryside around it. Sighnaghi is beautiful not because it is separate from rural Georgia, but because it rises above it, overlooking the farms, vineyards, and villages that give Kakheti its identity. This short visit gives us two sides of eastern Georgia in just a few minutes: the slow movement of sheep along a country road, and the timeless beauty of a hilltop town looking out across one of the great landscapes of the Caucasus. Sighnaghi may be small, but its setting is unforgettable. It is a place where the town, the road, the animals, the valley, and the mountains all become part of the same scene.